A Montage of VIVIZ. Hey guys, I wanted to give you a break from the influx of Twice videos and bring you an album review of VIVIZ's first full album, titled A Montage Of. The album itself consists of 9 songs and is about 27 minutes. Besides being a milestone for the group, being their first studio album, this project is also special because we got official member solos, with 2/3 of them, Umji and Eunha, being credited as writers on their songs. The general structure of this album feels closer to a deluxe version of a mini album than it does a full-length project. What do I mean by this? Well, the first 5 songs are all new group tracks, so this section feels like your standard mini they'd put out. Then we have an out-of-order solo track section, and we close off the album with the official release of their song Wildflower. I don't know about the other shows, but at least at their stop in Atlanta, they performed this song on tour a whole year before its release. It's a good song, like, don't get me wrong, but we'll get into that in the track breakdown. But I can't help but feel a little sad we didn't get more. Is that selfish of me? Definitely. However, I've noticed a downward shift in both song amounts and lengths throughout their discography. For comparison, their first mini album was 7 songs, 22 minutes. That's almost as long as their full length. For their second and third minis, they're 6 songs and about 20 minutes long, while their fourth and fifth are 5 songs and are closer to 15 minutes. This doesn't necessarily hinder their quality, but it's just something to think about. But with that being said, let's talk about the songs individually. Starting us off with the title track, Laa Love Me is an infectious song that gets stuck in your head. To me, this is a continuation of the sound they explored in Maniac, blending an airy feeling guitar with a heavier hitting chorus, complete with a repetitive refrain that gets stuck in your head. While thematically, Maniac was about coming to terms with a dysfunctional relationship, Laa Love Me tackles the opposite feeling. It's about realizing how they've fallen for this person, and with every passing day, they are more and more in love. The lyrics themselves paint this story by saying in the first verse, "When our eyes met, my heart fluttered in full bloom." That's what you do. In just one moment, it blooms in my heart, and now my heart's shining bright, slowly falling deeper into you. Recognizing that this feels like a deja vu they've been waiting for and subsequently never want to wake up from. Slowly, they fall into a routine of loving each other and even stating that this person is their quote, one and only. Closing this thought in the bridge by saying that even in this short time period, this person has given them clarity. Suddenly, all their problems faded away because this person means the world to them. Honestly, it's a beautiful song. The repeating post-chorus of "You Gotta Laa Love Me" has gotten stuck in my head for weeks. I'd say for a title track this works very well. It plays to their strengths vocally and sonically. They incorporate some runs in the opening verse as well as some nice ad-libs towards the end that really tie the song together for me. My only complaint would be I wish we got something a little grander for their first album, but regardless, I enjoyed the song, so I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Next up is Hands Off My Heart, a groovy song about crashing your love. The song has subtle English nods to cars and driving in its lyrics, enough to paint a picture that they're driving into the sunset. This is further confirmed when looking at the translation. The concept itself isn't new or innovative, but it doesn't have to be, and personally, I feel they pulled it off great. The repetition and consistency in tone in what would otherwise be a lackluster, boring chorus gives an uneasy feeling of dread, like this drive will end in disaster. The comparison of love or a relationship to driving or going down a road is a tale as old as time. However, what sets this song apart for me is the storytelling. They start off the song by comparing the sunset and that period of time between it being light and dark out, to this ambiguous tension between them. Without acknowledging it, they keep their eyes on the road and they keep driving because it's too soon to tell what this tension is. They're letting the wind take them cause quote, who's gonna know? Then, they fall into a rhythm or a honeymoon phase by the second verse. They describe how everything is perfect, their favorite song is playing, the evening air surrounds them. It couldn't get better. Even through those feelings of sort of infatuation, they stress in the chorus, "Keep your hands off my heart." However, by the bridge, they don't care anymore. Everything feels right. Could this be love? They asked. But the other person just kept driving aimlessly in circles back to where they were without replying. It's now nighttime. The ever-haunting question still remains unanswered. What are we? Should we cross the line? Knowing that perhaps the answer to those questions either won't come or won't be what they want, they compare their doomed relationship to a potential crash by closing out the song saying, "The taillight ahead blinks in bright red. I pretend to not see and speed up." Saying they know the car in front is braking, but they still sped up, alluding to a crash and therefore implying that even though they know their love is bound to end badly, they don't care. Honestly, I got a much deeper appreciation for the song upon reading the translated lyrics. It's already one of my favorites since I love retro sounding songs I can drive to, but with the added depth of my interpretation of the lyrics, it truly earned a 10 out of 10 from me. It's easy to listen to, even if a tad short. I would have loved the dragged out instrumental outro that fades out, but even as is, the song is great. Following a slightly heavier song, we have Citrus. I have a really tough time understanding this song, so if my interpretation feels like a reach, I'm so sorry. So the song to me has an overarching theme, sort of, with it being recontextualized by the end. Let me explain. They compare the subject of the song to a lemon-lime scented breeze on a hot summer day. I'm taking this to mean that they're sort of a refresher to their day, a change of pace if you will. So even when they've had bad days, all that's left is this feeling this person brought to them. At times, it might be a little bitter or sour, it's still love. I'm taking this to mean that even through their differences or rough patches, they're still there for each other. But by the end, this song sort of feels like it's talking about the one that got away, saying in the outro, "What am I gonna do in that summer? Whatever am I gonna say? I was just too young, that's all. What am I gonna do? We never had to say. Whatever am I gonna say? We just didn't know, that's all. You're the scent." So if I piece it all together, I think this is about a summer fling that came at a point in their life where they needed it most, but because they were young and inexperienced, it didn't really go anywhere. So now that it's over, they ask themselves, how are they going to get through this hot summer without them? And by the end, they come to terms with it by saying they didn't know. That could be that they didn't know how to appreciate them, or how short their love would be, or just simply acknowledging that they didn't know how or what they do. Again, I feel like this might be a stretch, but rolling with it, I feel like the song is nice, but it isn't sonically my favorite. I don't believe I can actually name the genre of the song, but it feels a little clunky. I'm pretty sure it might be on purpose because the times it feels lighter when the instrumental picks up is also when they're talking about this person positively, so it could be a way to convey this point further. Regardless, it's a good song, but not my favorite. 7 out of 10. Whoops, wrong one. Now we have Sticker. This song to me is very hit or miss. Sometimes I'll listen to it, but most times I end up skipping it. That's not to say that the song is bad, but to me the repetition of the word sticker got tiring after a while. Thematically, it's about ending the cycle they're on. This person has given them fake love, and over time the narrator got tired of the same old. They say in the second verse, "Your sweet talk has lost its sweetness," implying that they see through this other person's facade. Honestly, this section is quite short because it's not really my favorite track. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 on a good day. Toxic. To me, this song's title is a bit confusing. The lyrics themselves don't describe anything toxic per se. They mainly talk about how this person is going to fall for them without being able to escape. Depending on the tone and context of the song, this can sometimes be painted in a good way. But regardless, that sentiment also remains true for the instrumentals on this track. It sounds gorgeous, truly something that captivates you and keeps you wanting more. There are different parts of the song where the vocals and the instrumentals blend beautifully to really give a sort of ethereal vibe. All that is obviously contrasted by the main sentiment of them being, quote, toxic girls. I also don't have a massive think piece for this one. I really enjoyed the song and the vibes it has, and I would definitely stream it again. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Now we have the first of the 3 solos, Shinbi's Hypnotic. Right off the bat, this song radiates main dancer energy in the best way. The song is a more rap adjacent track that really makes you want to dance, in a way, hypnotizing you. We open with the chorus clearly spelling it out for us. Hypnotic, how I move, how I move. You can't take your eyes off me, do what I do. So iconic, like you've lost control. Snap my fingers, I've got you. Hypnotic, how I move. Supersonic, got your heart beating boom. Swept away in an instant, snap my fingers, I've got you. The whole song talks about knowing this person will fall for the narrator, one way or another. And even if they try resisting, it'll just pull them in more, saying in the pre-chorus, no way, like gravity. Even if you resist, you're falling deep. Let go of everything in this feeling. You can't stop the way you're feeling. What are my problems with the song? Well, first, it's too short. Oh my god, I will never forgive them for making this short. This feels like a spiritual successor to Move Like That by Momo. It's so good. My second complaint, let Shin be safe. We were so close to having an explicit verse. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's my life source. Ignoring these two minuscule problems, I genuinely love the song. So 10 out of 10. Following that, we have Umji's Love Language, a sultry Y2K feeling R&B type song. It's so good. This is about her realizing this person was who she's been searching for. No one before her was able to get through her walls and understand her, but it feels like she was never willing to let that happen either. But this person somehow awoke this feeling or desire within her and opened her eyes, saying in the chorus, baby, you're the one I ache to seek. I could teach you right from A to Z. Come a little closer and I'll show you what I need. Baby, there ain't nothing you should say. It's better when our eyes communicate. We don't gotta get lost in translation. I can show you how to speak my language. I'll show you how to speak my language, love language. That last part was the post-chorus, but I just had to include it. She's saying to this person that she can teach them how to love her the way she wants to be loved. In the context of this song, it's very romantic, but this could also be flipped to be, quote, toxic if the vibes were different. But at the end of the song, it's Umji who now feels this intensity for this person, saying in the bridge, don't you get it? You are the reason. Can't help myself no more. When you're near me, I can't deny it. Let's keep a secret, baby. I don't know if it's because my girls at Liar wrote it with Umji, but this song is a banger. Like it's constantly stuck in my head. Another 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Self-Titled by Unna. Unna means galaxy or Milky Way in Korean, from what I found. Staying true to its name, the song feels magical and spacey. Something you'd find in Sailor Moon, just not as 80s or 90s. In the song, she compares the love interest to the Milky Way, with how beautiful yet unreachable they seem. Saying in the pre-chorus, I want to get closer, but I don't know how to fly higher to you. This love is so perfect and amazing, she describes it as dreamlike, ending the song by saying that as long as she's with this person, she can go anywhere, fly wherever, the sky doesn't matter. I really enjoyed the instrumental in this song. There's little twinkles and sounds that really evoke this dreamier cosmic imagery. Truly beautiful. I don't really have much to say since this song is pretty straightforward, so I'd also give it a 10 out of 10. And now we've reached our final song, Wildflower. Originally, I thought this was a fan song based on what I remember from the concert, but now having read the lyrics, I feel they're vague enough to be about a relationship, but I'm still choosing to view it as a song dedicated to the fans. Maybe my brain is a little fried, but I had a harder time grasping this song than I usually do. From what I gather, VIVIZ is talking towards their fans, the main sentiment being growth through adversity. I'm choosing to believe the quote-unquote adversity is their re-debut and journey as VIVIZ, saying that no matter what path they take, they know we'll meet again and remember that beautiful wildflower. In this case, I believe them/their relationship with us is the wildflower. I feel like this one is mostly a reach, but I also can't really pinpoint anything else it could be about, so feel free to tell me in the comments what are your interpretations. Sonically, this song is gorgeous, but I do have to admit my bias because I associate it with seeing them live and the beautiful memories I have attached to that concert, so I would also give this one like an 8 out of 10. With that being said, this brings us to the end of this album. I already gave some of my thoughts about the structure at the beginning of the video, but overall I really liked it. Do I wish it was longer? Yes, but like I mentioned, it seems to be a trend in their projects overall, so I won't be too hard on them for that. Rating wise, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. I like most of their songs, but there are a few I wouldn't mind skipping. The solos and Hands Off My Heart being the standouts for me. but tell me in the comments which one's your fave. I also wanted to quickly say I am sorry for being a little absent. I was having some issues at work, and then I went with my friends to a river and almost fell off a mountain and died, so that's why I've been gone. I've also been working on some things behind the scenes that I'm excited to share with you, even if most of you won't really watch or enjoy that. But officially, thank you guys so very much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click that bell icon so you're notified every time I post a video. Tell me in the comments down below which song was your favorite and what are your general thoughts about this album. Remember that I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys hopefully very, very soon. Bye!